Hey y'all, I'm Miss Jessie. Today we're going to be making a pretty simple journal, but we're going to add a fun flair to it. We're creating a book with one section of paper, and the journal cover we're going to be embroidering. So let's gather our materials and get started. You'll need 10 pieces of printer paper, a needle. You're going to want a bigger needle, the biggest one you can find, a needle threader, which we'll go over how to use in a little bit, your cover fabric, colored thread of your choice, you can use as many colors as you like, a pencil, and a pair of scissors. So first lay out your page on the fabric, and you're going to trace along each side with your pencil. Then you're going to take your scissors and cut just to the right of the line. You're going to cut it a little bit bigger than the actual sheet itself. Take each of your pages and fold them in hamburger style, so lay them out horizontally, fold them in half, and get a good crease. So I use the edge of a pencil to crease really well. Do this with every page, and then put each of the papers into each other, making one big section. Make sure you line up all of the creases inside so that it all lines up nice and good. Take your section and fold inside of your cover. Now we're going to put in our pamphlet stitch holes. I usually eyeball these instead of measuring, but you can totally get a ruler if you like. So locate the middle of the crease with your needle and poke a hole through your whole section, cover included. Then measure between the middle hole and the edge of your paper, poke another hole, and do the same on the other side. Then you're going to take the first colored thread that you like, measure 3 lengths of your spine, and cut. Now grab your needle threader and put the wire part through the needle head. Take the end of your thread, put through the hole of the wire, and then carefully pull the threader through the needle. This gets the thread in your needle very easily. Tie a double knot at the end of your tail, but leave about 3 to 4 inches at the end. You have to make sure all of your pages line up and your cover, and then poke your threaded needle through the bottom of the first hole. Now from the outside, you're going to put your needle through the cover and the spine, so you might have to find the hole again through the center, but go through the outside and poke your needle through the outside of the spine. You may need to adjust everything to make sure your needle goes through all of the same holes you poked earlier. So pull all the way through, then put your needle through the last hole of the inside of the book, making sure that it's going through all of the same holes. If you don't put it in the same place, your cover will be really wonky, so you're going to want to make sure you go through the same one. Pull it nice and tight, and then put your needle through the exact same hole in the center, the exact same one you went through earlier, and pull all the way through. Then you're going to tie a double knot and clip the ends. If you accidentally mess this up, just unthread your needle, undo your mistake, rethread, and try again. At the end, it should look like this on the spine and on the inside. Time to embroider, so you'll need your colored thread, needle, needle threader, and of course your cover. I also made a pom-pom to put on mine. If you don't know how to make a pom-pom, check out this link above to see how I made one. With your pencil, you're going to sketch out your design first. I made a very simple design with flowers, and I later added a purple border. You can do anything you want. You can add your name, you can do something abstract. Just make sure that you sketch it out first. Cut the first thread that you want and double knot at the very end of the tail. Thread the needle, of course. So you're basically just tracing the markings with your thread. Start from the bottom or poke a hole through the back first, and then from the front go only a small distance, about 1/4 of an inch, and then from the back, so just past the stitch, and go in the same hole as before. So you'll see a little bit closer here. So stitch about 1/4 inch, go a little bit farther, and then poke through the same hole. When you're done with the color, sew the needle at the back side. So thread your needle through a sewn stitch, but not all the way. Leave a little loop, then wrap your needle twice through the loop, twice around, and pull all the way through. You're going to want to pull it tight so the knot is tight against the stitch. Snip the thread and go to your next color. To fill in an area, make longer stitches very close together. So poke your needle as close as you can to the other line and stitch up. Insert your needle from the back as close as you can to that same stitch, but not in the same hole. Then you're going to repeat. If you make a pom-pom, thread your needle with one end. If you use yarn, it'll be pretty thick and it may not go through the needle, but just do the best you can. I was really struggle busting a bit. But if it doesn't fit, use a bigger needle. Sew one end through the cover and you'll want to thread back into the front. Then just tie a double knot and trim the ends. I added a little red flower to contrast the yellow, and then later I ended up adding a purple border. But go crazy with this, have fun, use different colors, experiment with different textures, and comment below if you like this project. Thanks for joining me, y'all. Happy journaling and keep creating.